to welcome you to the Reunions 2021 and 2020. All are welcome here this evening. Already, we've had a wonderful time. Last evening with the class that graduated in the 100th year, the centennial graduating class, the class of 1951, had a wonderful Zoom. This morning or afternoon, we had Harry Schooley and Lauren Belfer treat us to a wonderful story about Buffalo Seminary, history, and City of Light. And then after that, the class of 1971 joined together to celebrate their 50th reunion. And now we're all here together this evening. I promised the seniors at graduation I would try not to use the words unprecedented, COVID-19, pivot, all of the words that to me have become quite, they sound almost ordinary and cliched, but I do have to say, sometimes they're the best words to describe the year. This reunion is an example. I said to the seniors, I'm going to call it one of a kind. So we are having a one-of-a-kind reunion this evening, a one-of-a-kind opportunity to come together collectively for a few minutes here, make a few awards, recognize a few people, and then we'll scatter you off to join your class for your own special time together. It is very strange to me to be talking to you and our halls are absolutely empty. I'm standing in the library in front of Miss Angel's portrait, and usually at reunion time, we come back to graduation. Our students, our seniors have already graduated. They graduated in Westminster on Tuesday, and I then had faculty meetings for 3 days. And at the end of the faculty meeting, I said, I really thought when this day came, I would be so relieved and excited and happy to go, this year behind us. Very strangely, I woke up this morning feeling a little bit bereft. Even though it was different, it was an extraordinarily wonderful year at SEM. And it's wonderful because what I hear and see you all and hear what you say, it's exactly how our girls tackled what was this one-of-a-kind year. They did not give up. They did not look for excuses. They figured out solutions rather than dwelling on the problem. We had wonderful theater productions by Zoom. Our athletes continued to practice. I looked down the hallway from the library and then down the long, wide hallway, and unfortunately, we've beaten a path in the carpeting. We had to go one way around the building all year long. Beautiful building, took a little bit of a beating. We had to eat in new places. Desks were dragged across floors. So we've got our work cut out for us this summer to bring this building back to its glory. But it is also, to me, symbolic of what makes SEM so strong and has made SEM so strong for 170 years. We might take a little wearing down, a little scratching here and there, a dent, but it never, never, never crumbles. And what makes us stay together, I believe, is not only the fortitude of the building, but the people who have passed through these hallways. And that includes each of you, your friends, your faculty members who mentored you and taught you. And as Miss Angel has said, I've heard so many Miss Angelisms in the last 24 hours, but my favorite has always been, make what happens to you good for you. And I think that is what SEM faculty and staff, SEM alumna, SEM parents, the entire SEM community has done. We can't control what happened, but we certainly can control our response. And I couldn't be prouder of being a member of the SEM community than I am this year. And it is with unbelievable gratitude that I say thank you to each one of you. Thank you to our advancement team of Juliana and Molly and Nancy and Ashley. And then I would thank all my colleagues. I've had the opportunity to do that, but you should know This took complete team effort for us to get through this year and now to welcome you. So without much further ado, I am going to turn it over. I will be here and popping in and out of your class meetings if you have questions for me, but just know the strength that has always been in this building, surrounded by this building since we moved here. I should get my history correct from this afternoon's presentation, but I believe that strength has been in whatever building SEM women have been. So gathering our strength from you, from the past, from this place, and moving forward, I can't wait for you to meet the class of 2021 at your next 5-year reunion. You will see kindred spirits in them. I said the same, I can see very little because you're pretty far away from me, but I think I see Ellen Goldstein there. And I remember saying the same to her last year. It is the difference, the class of 2020 in the same way was able to find the strength and resilience. So we have had an absolutely wonderful year here. Very different, very one of a kind, but extraordinary, and one I will never forget. And as I say, I couldn't be prouder. It is my pleasure to now introduce Mary Fuentes Gannon, the class of '96. Mary has served as our BSAA president this year, and her first meeting was out in Delaware Park because no guests were allowed in the building, but she recognized the importance of getting together. So we all brought chairs or blankets. We went to the Rose Garden, sat 6 feet apart, and shivered for about an hour and 20 minutes. But Mary opened up all new horizons and ideas for the BSAA, and it is my pleasure to introduce her to you. Thank you, Mary, for everything you've done, and welcome.
Thank you, Helen, very much for that very warm introduction. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Mary Fuentes Gannon, and I am honored to be the current president of the BSAA. I would like to thank you all for joining us this evening and for investing your time and various resources to our beloved SEM and for helping to continue to foster growth amongst our SEM community at large. I would like to extend a very large congratulations to some milestone reunion classes. The classes of 1970 and 1971 who are celebrating their 51st and 50th reunions respectively. And the class of 1946 with 3 attendees. We have Nancy Albright Hurd Schulter, hopefully I pronounced that correctly, Joan Metzger Brisbane, and Eva Potter Lee, who all have the distinction of celebrating their 75th reunion, and who are our most senior members of this virtual reunion celebration. So moment of applause for those lovely ladies. I would be remiss if I also didn't mention my own reunion class of 1996, who is celebrating our 25th reunion. As the cliche goes, it seems like only yesterday that we were celebrating our own graduation ceremony, doesn't it, ladies? I know I don't have to tell you this, but my goodness, a lot has happened since the last time that we gathered as a BSAA and celebrated with one another, because it was our 2019 reunion weekend. There's been a lot of pivoting, as Helen was just saying, trying to not say these words, but there has been a lot of trying new things, a lot of thinking outside the box, growth and learning. And this has taken place not only at our own homes, within our own selves, but at SEM and within the BSAA board. This year in particular, the board launched its first ever virtual holiday bazaar, offering local delivery of holiday wreaths and candles and delivery near and far of SEM boxes, which were carefully curated themed boxes, and of course, our alumni merchandise. This successful virtual offering has allowed the board to explore an inclusion of a potential virtual component for the holiday bazaar for the upcoming years, including this year coming up. And it was a brilliant example of how SEM women know how to think outside the box and just plain get things done. This year, the BSAA board, along with the Parents Association, partnered together and held 2 chicken barbecue fundraisers, one taking place in the fall and one taking place in the spring. Both events were successful monetarily, but more importantly, they were successful in helping build our local SEM community, which had felt a bit estranged and alone during these months that were spent in quarantine. Even with our masks on, we could see the smiles emanating from each other's eyes, hear the happiness in each other's voices, and share in the community activity, which reminded us that there are times like these that make SEM such a special place. Through these fundraising efforts, we have been able to secure the needed funds to continue to support our annual Legacy Scholarship and are thrilled to be able to help another one of our Legacy students follow in her family's path. In addition to the efforts made by the BSAA board, the HCAE, for those of you who don't know, Head Council for Alumni Engagement, has been busy as well. They were able to put together 2 Alumni in Action speaker series. The first one was done in October on civil engagement and advocacy right before the election, and this featured some STEM alum named Darcy Hirsch, which is class of 98, and Sarah Buckley, class of 97, and it was moderated by Alicia Saya, class of 86. And then the second one was in March on the COVID-19 pandemic, featuring some alum named Dr. Susan Bradley, class of 1973, Dr. Casey Purley, class of 2004, and moderated by Carrie Brown Wick, class of 1976. The HCAE has also been working on engaging our alum through various social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. If you use these platforms and have not already found your way to our alum pages, please do so as soon as you can. As this school year wrapped up just a little bit ago, the BSAA board was honored to induct the 2021 senior class into the Alumni Association. It was a true pleasure to meet our newest members, hear about their STEM experiences, and reaffirm once again that STEM is filled with capable, intelligent, creative, and empowered women who are ready to go out into the world, leave their mark, and help to make this world a better place. It has been a great honor for me to serve as your BSAA board president this year, help the other members to navigate these new and uncharted waters, help to create some new structure and organization, and to do what I can to help our STEM community to grow, and to remember what is really at the heart of the BSAA. So what is really at the heart of the BSAA? It's an ever-growing, empowered group of women. It's a group of women who I see before me this evening in these little boxes. And it's also a group of women who can be found hanging in pictures on STEM's hallways and yearbooks that are gracing various bookshelves in homes across the world. They are the heartbeat of STEM. Our presence is still felt in this building that we love because our lived experiences will always live there. Our presence is felt all over the world in the families that we raised and are raising, the work that we have done and are doing, the people that we have touched, the advancements that we have made, and the way that we will continuously live and help to make this world a better place. So it gives me a great pleasure to continue my term as your president for this next year, and I welcome you to reach out to me or any of the other board members if there's anything we can do for you, or if you have any ideas that you'd like to share with us. As a last minute plug, if you haven't had a chance to visit our reunion merchandise sale yet, there is still time. You can find a link to this online store in the email that was sent to you this morning with your Zoom link, and it can be used all the way up until June 18th. Again, thank you for joining us this evening. Thank you to the other BSAA board members for their ever-renewing love of STEM. And thank you to the wonderful people that made this virtual reunion possible today, especially Juliana, Molly, and Helen.
Mary, if we were here together, I would say, don't go far. It's my pleasure to make the presentation of our Outstanding Service Award in the 2021, for the 2021 year and reunion year. We will have 2 awards this year, but if you haven't already noticed, we have a dynamo running the BSAA this year. And Mary has not only said she would do things, but she's gotten them done. And that is a greatly appreciated attribute. So Mary, it is my honor and pleasure. I wish we were here together to give you one of the Outstanding Service Awards at this reunion.
Oh,
you can unmute it. Thank you.
You're gonna make me cry here. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Mary, in her address, spoke about importance of giving and giving back. And our other Outstanding Service Award winner is Erin K. O'Brien, the class of 1986. Erin has been serving as the alumna representative to the Board of Trustees for the past years. She has recently been elected to be a permanently for her term, another term member of the Board of Trustees. And her work with our admissions and marketing team has been unparalleled. Her wisdom, what she has added to what we are doing here and what we do in the future, a lot of what you see has come from Erin's encouragement and advice. I would love to invite Erin to unmute herself. Erin, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to present you with the Outstanding Service Award as well.
Oh, Helen, thank you so much. It comes with love, and what I give back is what I got. So thank you very much. You're making me cry. I totally did not expect this, so thank you.
Neither seem to expect it's probably a common trait of those who just give selflessly. So thank you both. The next award is the Semper Fidelis Award. The Semper Fidelis Award was established in 1997 to recognize an individual who demonstrates a profound and extraordinary commitment to Buffalo Seminary and who serves as an inspiration and model for everyone. It is my pleasure to award this award to Carrie Brown Wick, class of '76. Mary mentioned all the outreach and communications. Through the HCAE, Carrie has shepherded us for now, I believe, for 3, possibly 4 years as we build our network across the country and across the world. She too gives selflessly many, many hours, and I hope is part of the reason we have had higher than normal attendance at reunion, higher percentage in annual giving, all of the things that show that our alumni body is growing and coming together. I would like to say it can be attributed a lot to Carrie Brown Wick. Carrie, you can unmute yourself and accept.
Thank you. I'm stunned, and any effort I've put in is a labor of love. I've really I love my classmates, but I've really enjoyed also getting to know all the other women from all the decades who I didn't go to school with, but I'm just so impressed by everybody. So thank you.
Thank you, Carrie. This year, I would like to present the Oshai Cup. The Oshai Cup is given to the most generous reunion class in total contribution. And as I said earlier, I'm not going to use the word unprecedented, but I am going to tell you that the class of 1971 has set a precedent for all of us to aspire to. They raised over $100,000 this year in their 50th reunion year. It is my pleasure to award the Oshai Cup to Devin Parker Marlette and Mary Ellen Yurkovich Burke. We had a wonderful time this afternoon, but I didn't spoil the surprise. I didn't tell them they were winning. They may have suspected, but I was hoping to award it tonight. And the last award, and it may be the one that usually where we are when we are either here or at a club gets a lot of rousing cheers and excitement in the room. It is the Hornet Jacket Cup. This year, the Hornet Jacket Cup that goes to the class with the highest donation is awarded, the team with the highest amount of donation is awarded to, it seems to be in 2021, the year of the green, the Hornet. I wish we could be together because the natural eruption of joy and cheers, and that's the one thing. If anybody can figure out how Zoom can capture that without us all canceling each other out, I think we've got the next step in video communication like this. But again, it is my pleasure to welcome you all. This evening is about you, your classmates coming together, and Sam, I do think it's important to recognize that we do have in our reunion classes a newly elected honorary and life trustee, Linda Cornelius from the class of 1971, a life trustee. As I mentioned already, Erin O'Brien will be a trustee this reunion year, and Joe Marimore is also a current trustee and celebrating her reunion this year. So thank you to you all for your service to SEM. We love and value all that you do.